Hey guys, I hope you guys are good. Whoever's watching this video. So, I just wanted to speak about something, right, that's been playing on my mind. So, today I was speaking to a prospect, right, and everything was flowing good, right. I was telling the person more about my service and stuff like that, and they were liking what I was talking about, right. But it got to a point where like I had to send him an email, right? And then that person asked me which country I'm from. At first he thought I was from India, before I actually sent him the email. And then I sent him the email and I told him I was like, no, I'm actually from South Africa. And after that he literally went ghost. He literally went ghost. So this wasn't the first time something like this actually happened. It's happened before where I'd use my actual name, and then the prospect would just stop speaking, which is kind of weird. Obviously, when it happened, when I reach out to prospects in my own country, it's normal. But like when I reach out to like prospects from other countries, like European countries, when you're reaching out to like the US and Canada and those type of countries, it's not impossible, right, to sign clients from those countries, but it is very hard, and being from Africa does not make it any easier. It's not impossible. It can be done. Don't get me wrong. It can be done. You can sign a lot of clients, from other countries, but there's a reason why people actually use alias names. There's a reason why, because if there's actually proof that using a European name can get you more clients, then why wouldn't you do it? I mean, like, why wouldn't you? I guess that's just the sad reality that we live in. Because I remember while I was still cold calling, right? So my friend is actually the one who encouraged me to start cold calling at the time, because I wasn't getting any results with cold email, right? And he told me that, look, bro, I think you should get an alias name. And at the time I was like, for what? Why do I need an alias name? It's like, bro, like I wasn't booking any appointments, and I was calling. Obviously the prospects when I ask you like, what's your name, who are you have to introduce yourself, right? So he started using an alias name, right? It was a European name. I actually forgot what name he used, right? But funny thing is that when he was using his own name, he booked zero appointments. But then when he started using an alias name, right, he started booking appointments, right? I think there was a time when he booked like 4 or 5 appointments in one day. And I was so excited because he told me about it and I was excited for him. And I was like, oh, so if it worked for you, maybe it'll work for me. Maybe I should stop telling prospects my real name, and then like I don't know, because when things like these happen, you just ask yourself and be like, if people don't respond when I use my real name because I'm from Africa, like why wouldn't you actually use an alias name? Like why wouldn't you? You know, because after he told me that he signed like he not signed, but he got like 5 appointments in one day. I actually started using an alias name when I was cold calling. And the funny thing is, within that week, I actually booked, I think it was like 2 appointments or something like that, after booking zero appointments for quite some time, just because I used an alias name. I don't know if when you use a name that's familiar to that country, it just puts the prospect at ease. They feel like they're speaking to someone who, not someone who they know, but like a name that's just familiar to them. Unlike if you're calling someone from the US or Canada and you're using a name from, I don't know, maybe you're from India, or a country in Africa, compared to using a name from someone that's from a European country. It's different. I don't know what it is, but when we used alias names at the time, we actually saw better performance. We saw better performance. which is a crazy thing, you know, when you realize these type of things, you know, like when you're doing outreach and whenever you're using a female name, that performs better than when you're using a male's name, you know. All these kind of things, you know. I mean, why wouldn't you use it to your advantage? You know, like why wouldn't you? Because it does not make things easier for us, you know. It does not make it simple, you know. I mean, already you have to you already have the battle of, you know, like I need to sign clients, you know, I need to make sure that my offer is good, I need to make sure that the service that I'm providing is good, you know, and everything, you know, you have to make sure all of that is sorted out, you know, and then you find out that the only thing that's blocking you is the name that you're using, you know, after all the effort that you put in into making sure that everything in your business is okay, you know, but then the thing that does not make you move forward is a name, something you don't even think about, you know, something that you're born with, a simple name, you know, that's just crazy, you know, that's a crazy thing, you know. So yeah, that the idea to talk about this came after, like, just like I said, after I spoke to a prospect today, you know, because it was because after that I actually thought about it. I'm like, okay, this is actually not the first time this has happened where like a prospect will see my name on the email, you know, even if it's a professional looking email, you know, like it will have your name at your business's name.com, you know, like a proper email. But just because of the name, you know, the name does not look familiar to them. So they're like, nope, this might be a scam, you know, this is an African name. I don't know how other people perceive like names from other countries and stuff like that, you know. But if you just see an African name and you're living in Europe or something like that, you know, you're like, oh, what? This guy is not from around here, you know, he's all the way there in Africa or wherever he is. You know, it's just a crazy thing, you know, it's a crazy thing. And I actually shot myself in the foot, right? I think it was like 2 days ago, where I was speaking to a prospect and everything was going well again, you know. But obviously, when I reach out to prospects, I have to make sure that I schedule the messages to be sent at a specific time, right? When the prospects are, you know, at work and stuff like that during working hours, you know, or when they're awake at least, you know. 2 days ago, right, the prospect was interested, but I made the mistake of sending the prospect a message without scheduling it at the right time. And when they received the message, it was 2 a.m. Oh, I haven't forgiven myself till this day. You know, I haven't forgiven myself because literally, when the prospect replied to my message, he was like, "Why, bro? Like, why did I just wake up now to see a message from you at 2 a.m.? You know, never message me again. You know, I don't want to talk to you ever again." I was like, damn, bro, just that small mistake, you know, just these kind of mistakes, you know, that are stopping you from moving forward, you know. It's the smallest of things, you know, it's the smallest of things. So yeah, that's just the topic I wanted to talk about today because it's I don't know, I don't even know what to say about it, you know. But if you know these kind of things happen, you know, like why wouldn't you use it to your advantage, you know, like why wouldn't you, you know, or just get a virtual assistant who's living in those countries and let them reach out on your behalf so that the prospect can see their name and maybe the campaigns will perform better, maybe the responses will be better, you know, just because you're using a name that's familiar to them, you know. When you start realizing things like this, you have to start being strategic about how you actually do things, you know. So yeah, that's all I wanted to speak about for today. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video, but yeah, I'll figure it out, you know. But yeah, today is actually day 53, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's day 53, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow with another video. Alright, peace.